Hello and welcome. My name is Philip. I'll be your guide for this session with Get Set Up entitled AI Scams 101, a quick overview. So what is AI? AI is artificial intelligence, which basically is machine learning. So it's basically having computers be programmed to try to learn, make decisions, and think like humans. Artificial intelligence continues to expand. As we'll show in a few minutes, we've been using bits of artificial intelligence for a while. It continues to get better and stronger, and we're still not at the final point of where artificial intelligence is. So just a quick example is that you could feed to a computer thousands of different pictures of cats, whether it be house cats, whether it be tigers, whether it be lions, etc. And it slowly learns the difference between them. And then after it has enough information about different types of cats, you can give it a brand new picture it's never seen before, and it will be able to tell that it is a tiger or whatever it appropriately is. Do the same thing with words, books, information from the internet, and it slowly learns. And basically, most of the experts say now that where artificial intelligence is right now, where AI is now, it can predict what the next word should be in a sentence, and it continues to do that. So it's not quite thinking like a human at this point or solving problems like a human, but that is where it is headed at some point. So that's where we are in the venture in regards to artificial intelligence. Now, there are a lot of benefits to it. Some of the things we have been using it for a while, voice assistants, things like Siri on our phone, Alexa. Those are our voice assistants that are helping us. We have email filters. A lot of us use maps and navigation. We basically, the computer knows we're at point A. We tell it we want to get to point B. We tell it how we want to get there, driving, walking, public transportation, and it then routes the easiest way to get there. We can give it other filters also. Facial recognition. Basically, a computer can identify who most of us are if they have it in the database by searching millions and millions of photographs. A lot of our vehicles now, our newer vehicles, have some form of artificial intelligence in there. The lane device where it lets you know you're about to cross into another lane of traffic and you don't have your blinker on is a good example of that. And then chat bots. So bot is a computer program. So basically these are programs that can answer a limited bit or series of information. And we'll talk about chatbots a little more in a couple of minutes. However, they're now, because of the artificial intelligence getting to be better and stronger, some people are twisting those benefits and using them for a gain for them at the detriment of others. So basically what I'm referring to here is scammers. Some scammers have started to use artificial intelligence to make their pitches, their attempt to get money from you, be more successful and more believable. So what they're doing is pulling personal information from online sources. So what do I mean by that? They may identify somebody as Alice Smith, and she's in her 60s, and they may identify Joe Smith as her grandson. They go online to a TikTok page that Joe has, and they are able to record his voice for 4 or 5 or 6 seconds. And then using the artificial intelligence and applications from there that they can buy relatively cheaply, they can then feed a script to that program, and it will use Joe's voice in our example, and will say something like, "Hi, Grandma, this is Joe. I'm in Portugal. I've just been arrested. I need $8,000 to get out of jail. Please don't tell my parents right now. I'll work this out with everyone when I get back home. Here's the police officer." And then they will go from there and try to get you to separate from that $8,000. Joe is not in Portugal. Nothing along those lines have happened. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but that's how they can customize information that is now on the internet using artificial intelligence to make it seem better. Now, this scam, the grandparent scam, has been around for a long time. And people have fallen for it because they are in a pressure situation. They're not really thinking quite fully there, and they think their grandson is on the phone, and they're listening to that. And a lot of people say the voice, even though in the past they could not generate it to make it sound like your grandson, people would think it was. But now they are actually able to make it sound like your grandson, which really makes this scam a lot more effective if you don't understand the concept of it. So let's just talk about some common scams. Again, most of these have been around for a while. Some of them are new because of the artificial intelligence, but ones that have been around for a while, it can just be enhanced with the artificial intelligence. So phishing scams are basically a fake email trying to get you to click onto some links in regards to, getting some information um, that they want to get from you, such as your passwords and IDs, social security numbers, etc. And they mimic your bank, they mimic some other, your credit card, something along those lines to try to get you to part with some of your personal information. That personal information can then be used for identity theft. That is where somebody pretends like they're you and they get a credit card in your name. You don't know about it, and they use it up until the limit. And then the credit card company will eventually figure out and identify you and send all those charges to you. Deep fake scams, that the scam I just mentioned about your grandson calling, that's a deep fake scam. The deep fake word comes from the fact that artificial intelligence is called deep thinking, and then the fake is obviously from the fake. So it's a merging of two words and called deep fake. So again, in the same way with artificial intelligence, they can get the scams, they can have some fake content. They're just able to customize it, streamline it more for you. What they're doing now is they're sending out hundreds of thousands of emails to basically an open audience trying to get it. Now they'll be able to fine tune that some more and figure out who is between 60 and 70, or who has grandchildren, or who banks at a certain bank, and be able to concentrate those emails and be more effective. So the chat box bot, we talked about that a minute ago. So a lot of different stores and vendors now have that, where they can help you through some easy parts of customer service, but the scammers can use a similar chat box to try to put you at ease and then gain some information from you. Romance scams, another one that have been around for a while. These can be enhanced. They can do better information, as they can put a profile of a fake person online and use that name, and it can make it look like it's a real person. You go online and you find the research, and this person sounds like a very good person based on those scams. So again, these are scams that are going to be enhanced and are already in the process of being enhanced with the artificial intelligence. So why target older Americans? Money is one. Seniors in general will have more money than somebody in their 20s or 30s. We've been earning money for a period of time. A lot of us have some savings. So the scammers want to go where the money is. Not all seniors have a lot of money, but some do. And the ones that do have a lot more than most of the rest of the people that they're trying to scam. So the second one, lack of familiarity with technology. This is true with some seniors, but quite honestly, the Federal Trade Commission, which is the U.S. government agency that keeps track of scams, say that the people in their 20s and 30s are scammed just as often as older people, but the scams that work better with older people are different. Basically saying, I'm from your bank, somebody's stealing money from you, that type of scam where they're trying to impersonate your bank, impersonate the IRS to get information from you, such as your password and social security number, so they can then actually steal money. So that technology factor is not just for seniors. It really affects everybody, but they can fine tune the scam itself. Some seniors, as we age, are more likely to be isolated, feeling lonely. They're more susceptible to emotional scams. The romance scam in particular really works well with older people. So there's a good example of being a little bit isolated. You get somebody on the phone that's very nice to you, very friendly, takes a lot of interest in you. You are more likely to fall for that romance scam as we age and get isolated. Unfortunately, we have some cognitive decline. Our decision-making abilities may be reduced. So that's another reason why older Americans are targeted. This one is really true. The trustworthiness. Those of us that are in our 60s and 70s, we were raised to be trusting and polite. And I will tell you that these scammers that are calling on the phone, they are not getting many people to actually answer. So when they do get someone to answer, a lot of times it's one of us in that older range. And I will promise you, they will not hang up unless one of two things happens. You hang up on them, obviously, then they're done with the phone call, or you give them money. So once you realize, first of all, you probably shouldn't answer the phone. We'll talk about that in a minute if you don't know the number. But once they realize they have somebody on the phone, you have to take the initiative and hang up, because they will not hang up. They will spend hours, literally hours, 2, 3, 4 hours on the phone with you and wear you down if you do not hang up. So I referenced earlier, the Federal Trade Commission is the agency within the federal government that does research in regards to scams. And they also say that older people are sometimes more embarrassed or don't even realize they were scammed even after they were. So how can we protect ourselves? First, just in a general way, be skeptical. When in doubt, take your time, slow down. And remember, they're trying to deal with our emotions. Basically, all scams, except for the romance scams, are basically trying to put you into a pressure situation. Something is right in front of you. Your grandson is in jail. Your bank account is being stolen. People are taking money out of your bank account right now. So they're trying to put you into a pressure situation. They're trying to get you to think with your heart, not with your brain. Because if you slow down, think about it, you'll realize that it is a scam. So be skeptical, verify sources. We should probably not even ever answer the phone from an unknown number. But if for some reason you do and you don't feel comfortable, but you're a little bit leery, they're saying they're from your bank, hang up the phone. Don't call any number they tell you to confirm. Go to your bank statement, pull up the number there, and then call the bank if indeed you are worried about whether this call is correct or not. Use strong computer passwords. You should not use the same password over and over again. You should not use common names like your grandson's name, your pet's name, etc. Again, you are replicating that on social media, and scammers will try those names first. Please, please, please do not click on unknown links or links that you're not 100% sure are accurate. Remember, people can even mimic emails coming from your friends. So be very careful of links to click on. The bad links will then basically infest your computer and will be able to see all the keystrokes that you're taking and be able to steal all your passwords. Limit your personal information online, dealing with social media. Make sure that you have your privacy settings where you want them. And then stay informed on the common scams. We talked about the grandparent scam a few minutes ago. We talked about the bank scam. This time of year, the IRS scam will be good. We're getting into the tax season. You may get a phone call saying somebody's from the IRS. First thing to ask you is confirm it, give me your social security number and date of birth. That's the information they need for identity theft. They are not from the IRS, I promise you. Do not give out your personal information on the phone. You should never give out any personal information if someone is contacting you. If you are instigating the contact to a valid verified phone number that you have verified, and they do ask for some limited information, a good example is your doctor's office. They will usually ask you for your date of birth. That is fine. If you call your doctor's office, you know the number you're calling is your doctor's office, and they ask for your date of birth, that's fine. If somebody calls you and they say they're from your doctor's office and want to confirm your date of birth, you should not do that. You should call back to your doctor's office directly. So those are some of the key things we can do to help protect ourselves. We need to understand what's going on in the artificial intelligence world. The world continues to evolve. We need to enjoy life, but we need to stay sharp, stay smart, and be aware and stay cautious. So thanks so much for joining us for this session, and get set up as other sessions in regards to how AI is affecting